Mosquito is classic. The lines are just perfect and iconic.
It was so versatile, it was so innovative. It was powered by an engine that just gives you goosebumps when you listen to it. And it did help win the Second World War.
What do you say about an airplane that is made out of wood and beats the hell out of everybody out there flying?
Mosquito is a phenomenal airplane for quite a number of reasons. It went against the grain of the times when it was designed and when it was built.
In December 1939, when Geoffrey de Havilland decided to create his own aircraft in secrecy without any government funding, the phony war was going on in Europe. The main line of attack for the Allies was bombing Germany. So it made sense for de Havilland to create a bomber aircraft that would fulfill that role.
The design concept was radical. Everybody was building large four-engine bombers covered in defensive armor and with defensive machine guns. And de Havilland said, no, we're going to do something radically different here, a light wooden bomber and one that relies on speed to get the job done and to protect the crews.
The British were also trying to design a huge bomber fleet made of four-engine aircraft that would fly for 1,000 or 1,500 kilometers deep into enemy territory and then come back. Well, the Mosquito had that range with only 2 people.
Who would have thought that in 1940 someone could come up with an idea of, well, we're going to build this bomber made out of wood and it's going to play a major role in World War II. Nobody would have bought that, but I guess somebody did because they went ahead and authorized construction.
Geoffrey de Havilland found an ally in the form of Sir Wilfrid Freeman, who was with the Air Ministry in England, and Freeman believed in de Havilland's design. And it was Freeman who brought it forward to the Air Ministry and then to the Royal Air Force. And in fact, Freeman found himself facing considerable headwinds, and the airplane was initially known as Freeman's Folly. So the initial contract order was for just 50 airplanes.
Logs like these once became furniture. Now they are made into war weapons.
The aircraft was made of wood because it was designed in secrecy at the beginning of the war, already in a rationing environment. So Geoffrey de Havilland, he knew that he would not have access to all the latest materials. So by taking regular wood, it made the aircraft easy to make. It came from a technology that existed since the beginning of aviation.
In those days, there were many people in England who were used to working with wood, building furniture, building carriages, any number of things. So you had the pool of craftsmen, and you had this material that wasn't getting used because most planes were now made of aluminum. And so they put this concept together.
So the aircraft was kind of a versatile airplane to fly, but also to be made.
There are a number of dynamics that are involved in designing a wooden airplane. It will be slightly lighter, but not a whole lot. What it will be, the advantage over most metal airplanes of the day, is incredibly smooth because there are no rivets, there are no little dimples or protruding rivet heads, and that makes a tremendous amount of difference in the airplane. It is, in fact, extremely strong.
And because it was made of wood, it was almost undetectable by radar, and its speed up to 1944 made it the top aircraft to beat. In November 1940, in the midst of the Blitz, during the Battle of Britain, Geoffrey de Havilland flew the Mosquito for the first time.
The airplane proved itself to be an immediate success, faster than any other airplane in the world, faster than any other British fighter or German fighter.
Way ahead of the design expectations, being very fast, very maneuverable, 100 miles an hour faster than the fighters that would be pursuing it.
Not only had it speed, it had versatility, but it had range ceiling and only 2 crew members.
But here's the astonishing thing. This wasn't a fighter airplane. It was a bomber, faster than any of the fighters. So right away, everybody perked up and went, hey, just a minute, we may have something here. And de Havilland proved its flexibility right away by showing aerobatic displays with the airplane, with a twin-engine bomber.
I'm very, very proud of de Havilland for having the courage against the odds of Air Ministry to go ahead with a project they believed in.
He did some aerobatics, high-speed flyby, smooth, and one thing he did, which I'd never seen done before, he did a loop, and at the top of a loop, he feathered both engines. In other words, shut them down completed the loop, and with no power on, landed right in front of everybody. I thought, boy, if you could do that, that's quite an airplane.
And right away, officialdom started to perk up and they said, well, look, if it's faster than all of the enemy fighters, what if we did put some guns on it, not so that it can defend itself, but make it an offensive weapon, make it a fighter plane, so it can shoot down the enemy bombers and perhaps the enemy fighters as well. So in fact, the second prototype Mosquito was built as a fighter plane. So right away, as soon as they saw the possibilities, versatility became the key strength of this airplane.
Especially in 1940, when it came out, it was the most advanced aircraft of its day, and yet it was obsolete in a sense by its construction made of wood.